Hey everyone. Today's topic, only the strong seek help. I'm sure we're all aware that society has a stigma against certain ways that people will try to better their lives. Certain things like therapy, rehab, stuff like that. And some cultures are probably worse than others in this regard because they almost make it seem like if your life isn't already perfect, then you're an utterly trash human being and you're a waste of space. I mean, you guys probably have an idea of what cultures I'm talking about, especially if you live in them. And it's really unhealthy. And one of the biggest things that really gets to me is the fact that people often have this assumption that if someone is going to therapy or rehab or something like that, that person is weak. That is insane to me because I believe people who actually go and seek help are incredibly strong. In fact, some of the strongest people out there. And I have a few reasons for this. The first one being people who seek help have a high level of self-awareness. And, well, a big thing, they don't lie to themselves because they understand they have a problem that they need to fix. That's huge. There are so many people out there, millions of people who have problems, who are constantly tripping over their own toes, shooting themselves in the foot, and they don't even realize it. They're just going through their life, bumbling about, not aware of how their vices affect them, not aware of their addictions, not aware of how they need to work on healing their past trauma because it keeps affecting them in the here and now. There are so many people like that who are just walking around asleep. So if someone has a high level of self-awareness and they don't lie to themselves enough to understand that they need to go and seek help, that requires a lot of strength in my opinion. But then the second thing is them not only realizing that they need help, but then they actually have the courage and bravery to go out there and get the help. This is huge as well because there are many people out there who actually do have enough self-awareness to know that they are constantly shooting themselves in the foot and that they have issues they need to work on. But then they don't work on them. They don't want to go out there and get the help they need, either because they buy into all the BS from society and they don't want to appear as being weak or whatever. They don't want to be shamed by other people, and I'll talk about that a bit later. Or they just don't want to put in the work. They don't want to go out there and get the help they need due to laziness or whatever other excuses they're buying into, and they're just comfortable stepping on their own toes day after day. So people who have enough self-awareness to understand they're creating problems in their life and they need to fix them, and then they actually have the courage to go out there and start working on fixing those problems, these are like the strongest people out there in my opinion, because there are so many people, millions of people who do not do this. And the funniest, most ironic part about all this is the people who don't have the strength to go out there and get help are the ones who mock and shame the people who do have that strength to do it. So it's like, what the hell? Like, it's all backwards and messed up. So yeah, this is something I'm passionate about because I believe in any capacity, if somebody is trying to make their life better, they're putting in work to make sure their future is better than their present and their past ever was, that's incredibly good. Like, why would we ever shame someone for doing something that makes their life better, provided they're not harming others or themselves? And obviously these avenues don't do that. So why would we ever shame someone for going to therapy or rehab or anything like that? They're fixing things that are holding them back. They're having the strength to actually work towards making their lives better. That's huge. So yeah, I wanted to make this video because I don't want any of you to buy into this BS from society. If you are on the fence about whether or not you should go to therapy, go, by all means. Do not listen to what anyone says about it if they have a negative view of it. Because if someone has a negative view of therapy, I can tell you right now, their opinion is not helpful at all. I wouldn't listen to them at all. Because what the hell? They're going to hold you back if you listen to them. I don't care if it's your parents or your significant other or your best friend, somebody like that. They're holding you back. Even if they love you, they're holding you back. If my parents were against therapy or something, I would just straight up have a really long debate with them and be like, that's a really shitty opinion and here's why, and just list everything out and be like, don't you ever tell someone that therapy is bad ever again. Yeah, it really gets to me when people who claim to love and care about you hold you back like that. Because I've seen this time and time again where somebody's parents like act like therapy is this horrible thing, and they're afraid that if their child goes to therapy it's going to make them look bad because other people may see their family situation and be like, you raised your children so poorly that they're going to therapy, and they take it as like a personal attack against themselves. So in order to preserve their own ego, they then want to tell their kid, don't go to therapy, I don't want to look bad in front of others. Although obviously they leave out that second part of them not wanting to look bad, but that's the motivation behind them trying to stop their child from going to therapy. And yeah, this stuff just really pisses me off, because nobody should let their ego get in the way of someone they care about getting help and making their life better. I mean, Christ, it's just, I almost want to like freaking just hold these people up by like their collar and just lift them in the air and just like reprimand them. It's just, what the hell? That's so messed up to do that to someone you love and care about, your own children. Like, but it's so common. So yeah, do not let anyone try to talk you out of getting help if you know that you need it. Like, seriously, don't let anyone. In fact, I would even say, if the people surrounding you are all against you making your life better, you probably want to rethink who the hell you're allowing into your inner circle. I wouldn't care about cutting off family and close friends who weren't supportive of me. And yeah, I get that it's a hard thing to do, but as it stands right now, I'm really grateful my parents are actually pretty supportive. They're not like super supportive, but they're supportive enough that like I wouldn't cut them out of my life. But there are other family members who don't quite fall into that category, and I don't speak to them often at all. Like, probably not even once a year. I just don't talk to them at all because I know they're not very supportive. So I'm like, yeah, you stay over there. I'm not going to talk to you. But you guys shouldn't be afraid of cutting off anyone in your life who is consistently negative and holding you back. That's somebody you don't need in your life. I get that it can be really tricky if it is your parents, especially if they are reliant upon you in some way, shape, or form. But if that's the case, at least just spend less time around them and go in with heavy, strong boundaries. Just listen, or here, how should I phrase it? Whatever they say, let it go in one ear and out the other. If they're being super negative all the time, trying to knock you down and not let you make your life better. If they say something like, oh, you can't do that, you shouldn't do that, just let it go in one ear and out the other. Do not listen to them. Don't let them change your mind. So yeah, it's just so important, guys. I mean, I could go in depth on why a lot of these problems exist in society, why society has these stigmas against therapy and rehab and that sort of thing, but it really all boils down to our education system failing us, because it doesn't teach us things that are really important for having a good quality of life. It shows how the education system basically exists to create more workers, because it doesn't teach us real life skills that would make our actual quality of life better, that would make it so that we all maximize this opportunity of being a human being on planet Earth. Like, how special is that? It's insane we all exist. But school doesn't prepare us to create a good existence for ourselves. It does not. It prepares us to be good worker drones. That's what it does. Because it really ought to teach people mental health and emotions and mindset, things like that, but it doesn't. And we see how this creates tons of problems in society. One of them being, people have a stigma against others who seek help. You see it all the time when like celebrities go to rehab and everybody just starts trashing them, and it's like, dude, at least they have the strength to freaking go and get the help they need, unlike all the other millions of people out there who don't. So yeah, things are all backwards. Don't listen to society when society is wrong about something, because that will happen so freaking often. Because think about this. What is the average person like? I mean, I've talked in my prior videos, the average person doesn't work on themselves. They don't, right? That's the vast majority of what's out there making up society. Do you want to let people like that, people who don't work on themselves, dictate what you should and shouldn't do in life? I hope not, because they will steer you in the exact wrong direction, the opposite of where you want to go. So yeah, I'll step off my soapbox in this video. I almost feel like it's draining me mentally, because this stuff just really riles me up. Like, I wish I could literally like step on a soapbox like the president of the US and just talk to everyone in our nation, in our country, and just tell them like, you guys are all viewing things in the wrong way. We need to work on this, that, and the other thing. We need to prioritize mindset and mental health and emotions. And yeah, I would just love to actually drill some sense into the brains of the average person out there, because we could really use it. Yeah. Oh man, but anyway, this video is going on way too long, so I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope my rambling didn't turn you off. I hope you understood what I was getting at here, and I hope this actually is meaningful to you. But yeah, that's all I have for you. I truly hope you like content like this, and if you do, be sure to subscribe for more. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next video. Arrivederci.